The story of the Aircel Chennai Open 2014 now reaches its final match on day 5, quarter-final day. Up, now we're into the semi-final of the doubles contest where KHACHANOV and Saketh MYNENI, the Indo-Russian combination, take on Frederik Nielsen and Johan BRUNSTROM, who are seeded 4 and they've done very well so far. Just a couple of minutes to go before the start of our final match on centre court. Seen some very good singles action so far, and of course doubles to begin the day, where the young Indian combination of Sriram Balaji and Ramkumar Ramanathan could not, sadly for them, progress into the semis. Went down to a terrific Croatian combination. Watch out for those guys this year and for the years to come. They were truly magnificent at the net, from the back, everywhere. Then of course Stan Wawrinka gave a lesson, an exhibition, a demonstration of top 10 tennis to the man who beat him in quarterfinals earlier on, alias Bedene. He was very easily through to the semi-final, and just a short while ago, Yuki Bhamri coming up short against the new sensation from Canada, Asek Pospisil. 6'4", young, wonderful motors on his feet, and can play off both the flanks. May not have a huge weapon just yet, Pospisil, but he's very steady, and already number 32 in the world. Expect to see much more of Asek Pospisil in times to come, perhaps the rest of the year. The Chennai opening setting the tone for Pospisil into a semi-final of a tour event. Well, just time for a quick snack before our final doubles match begins here. Plenty to do around the stadium if not watching tennis. There's a wonderful market square, lots of places to eat. It's just extremely well organized, the Aircel Chennai Open, year after year, and also very well promoted. I remember the tournament winning awards for the best promoted tournament on the tour, which is a fabulous feather in its cap. Players about to enter the arena. Doubles these days, of course, goes by pretty quickly because of the decider at deuce, going either way, 1 point. Here they are. And soon, of course, we'll see the much taller duo of MYNENI and KHACHANOV. Anticipation building up, and here they are, led by the taller KHACHANOV of Russia. 6'7" and only 17. Very young. And Saketh MYNENI being made to look a little short, but he's 6'4" and a bit himself, big boy. And they did extremely well to somehow thwart the challenge of the top seeds Rohan Bopanna and Aircel Qureshi. That was last night, where Bopanna Qureshi, now most famously, people might remember, held 4 match points in the super tie break, and you'd think they were overwhelming favorites at that point, but went down to these two, who played the last 3 or 4 points magnificently. And of course earlier they had taken the opening set against the top seeds, went down in the second set, came back to win the super tie break, and with it a position in the semi-final of a tour event. And they in many ways have just started playing. But here are the 4th seeds. Not easy at all to get past them. They obviously play together. Not hugely celebrated just yet, but on experience alone, they will be favorites in the semi-final. A fair amount of people still here, not too late in the evening, about 9:20 local time in Chennai. And I started out by saying the doubles matches these days take about an hour and 15, almost by design, if they go the distance, half an hour for each set. A reasonably well contested set, and a short break, and 10 minutes for the super tie break. That's how it goes. The tour wanting that doubles should stay, but within that time frame. We're all set for our FedEx toss. One by. the men in white. And I suspect they'll want to start by serving. So here's Saketh MYNENI. Let's not talk too much about the rankings, but they played well enough. He's 26. Not exactly anywhere near the same youthful age as his partner, but he is tall, 6'4", and has been a lot better than the 485. And does have a big serve on him, and reasonably big ground strokes as well. Just not 100% with the volume. And here's KHACHANOV, 6'6", only 17, and of course slightly heavier than Saketh. But once again, you can forget about those ATP rankings of 442. They are in the semi-final of the Aircel Chennai Open 2014, and very deservingly so. They've beaten the top seeds, Bopanna and Qureshi, with so much more experience. Went down to these two last night. So here's Frederik NIELSEN, 6'3", and has enjoyed a career best of 17. So he can play doubles, ladies and gentlemen, from Lyngby in Denmark. Plenty of experience, 30 years old. He's been on the tour for a fair while. This is his 14th year on tour. And here's his southpaw partner, BRUNSTROM. NIELSEN and BRUNSTROM. BRUNSTROM, of course, from Sweden. I suppose you could say a neighbor of Denmark, from Gothenburg. And he hasn't been as high as NIELSEN, his best being 31, but still ranked pretty high at 46. Taller of the two at 6'4", and also the older of the two. Expect some heavy shots of both the flanks by KHACHANOV and MYNENI, but at the net, they're far from perfect. They won many of the points against the top seeds from the back of the court, as Bopanna and Qureshi missed a few key volleys. No big breakthrough victories for these two in recent past, but plenty of experience. Just a reminder that our official transport supporters are Fiat, Linear, gleaming white Linear here courtside. And I must say they've been very courteous, always on time, always available. Good partners to have for the Chennai Aircel, the Aircel Chennai Open 2014. And just a quick look at Yuki Bhamri, who unfortunately went down to the quarters, but he was at the Ricoh stall. They've got some wonderful new products, including a projector, which is portable. And so if you have presentations to make, wonderful tool to have, to connect to HDMI cable, and you can take it virtually anywhere for movies or presentations. Good to have technologically reputed people partnering the Aircel Chennai Open 2014. Just a minute or so to go now for our final match on centre court. Well, so far it's been another wonderful tournament. Just a couple of problem areas. What with second seed Mikhail Yuzhny having to retire because of an upset stomach in his opening match. Had a bye in the first round, but early in the second he decided after 2-3 games, that's it, that he wasn't well enough to continue, which was a shame. He was returning to India, or had returned to India 6 years after his last visit, which was very rewarding. He had then won the Aircel Chennai Open, I think 2008 it was, and it was a shame to see the bottom half of the draw somewhat depleted. Also, Fabio Fognini last night against Yuki Bhamri gave away the first set 6-1, huge mobility problems because of a heavily strapped left thigh. I believe a major quadriceps strain. A much better effort in the second set by Fabio Fognini. Took it to 5-all before he decided that it wasn't worth risking continuing quadricep trouble, so he pulled out, and that allowed Yuki to make his way into the quarterfinal, where just a few minutes ago he went down to the new big star from Canada, Pospisil. Also, Yensun Liu, who has been a regular visitor here to Chennai, and of course a very competent player from Taipei.
Ladies and gentlemen,
down with an injury, had to withdraw later in the draw. And also Alexander Kudravtsev, who dumped out a seed in the opening round,
no ad scoring.
but
Third set
could not continue because of an injury. So the opening tournament of the year
Johan Brunstrom
does threaten to take toll.
chose to receive.
Some players come off the off-season training, are not 100%. But all in all, another fantastic tournament, and of course, a short while back, the most heartening feature of the Aircel Chennai Open 2014, the performance of the top seed, Stanislas Wawrinka. Just magnificent. Earlier today, against the man who took him out in the quarterfinal, same stage last year, Alias Bedene. No match at all for the rampaging top seed, Stan Wawrinka, who is in the top 10, number 8 in the world, and if he continues to play well this year, maybe a place in the top 5 could await. Just superb on the backhand, and of course he always did have a huge forehand as well. Served intelligently, didn't need to bomb everything at over 200 km/h. So Alias Bedene was told who is boss, and in a sense revenge for Stan Wawrinka. It's remarkable how Chennai... Oh, here's one of our doubles competitors who... There we are, those two, one against Ram Kumar and Sriram Balaji. Watch out for this pair. They're still young, and they showed an excellent brand of doubles play against the young Indians. Got past in straight sets, magnificent at the net, particularly the lefty Pavic. A name to watch out for, at least in doubles play, as the year continues to unfold. We're all set then for our final match here at the Nungambakkam Stadium. Sports Development Authority of Tamil Nadu developing it. Wonderful facility. Saketh MYNENI to serve. Well, that's how it is in doubles play. If you have a big serve, lots of free points available. And of course, if you're 6'6", so much easier to leap up into that overhead. KHACHANOV, only 17. What a talent. Tried to go up the line, not an easy shot. Oh, poor volley by Saketh.
40-15.
The only downside of being taller than not. Sometimes you tend to pick out those volleys from the ankles in a not very clever fashion. Well, again, Saketh
40-30.
Jammed a bit. First volley wasn't too bad. Nicely angled cross court. But then not moving in position quickly enough for the second. That's the way to finish it off. Well controlled down the tee.
Game.
And
Close.
the Indo-Russian pair on the scoreboard. Easy, relatively easy
KHACHANOV,
hold.
MYNENI, first game.
It'll be interesting to see who starts out. Possibly BRUNSTROM with his lefty serve. We'll see. Yep, will be BRUNSTROM.
Johan BRUNSTROM to serve.
All of 33 BRUNSTROM. And still does have a very good serve. Over 200 kilometers an hour, says our Rado speed gun. First serve of the semi-final. It shows these guys are in good nick. Too good.
30 love.
Jamming KHACHANOV, who strangely moved now to try and get a backhand swing at that serve. Plenty of smiles right now for the Danish-Swedish combination. Oh, too good. Saketh getting to the first overhead. But gave up on the second. And again, BRUNSTROM didn't really do too much with those overheads, just made sure that he found a decent angle. Oh, he serves well.
Game.
So an easy hold for BRUNSTROM.
One game all.
On serve. KHACHANOV
Now
at
KHACHANOV to serve.
6'6" does have a big weapon, his serve, but he needs Saketh MYNENI supporting at the net.
15 love.
Good lead. Oh, too good. You could say MYNENI should have done more with the volley. It was a good pick up by NIELSEN. And didn't BRUNSTROM finish it off well? Do they challenge? Yes, they do. Saketh MYNENI indicating that he thought it could have clipped the line. So first challenge of this double semi-final. And ooh, yes, it did. Got a healthy part of the line. So a good challenge by Saketh MYNENI, who was quite ready to move to the other part of the court, thinking it was a fair serve. And it did turn out to be so. Oh! Reflex pickup by Saketh.
40-15.
Well, he deadpans it, but wow, it looked good. There we go. The first was good enough. And then again, sticks his racket out. BRUNSTROM deciding that it might go wide, leaves it. And quite a bonus point for the Indo-Russian combination. Oh, just long.
40-30.
Oh, well played.
Use.
Nielsen
Point, receiver's
inducing the error. And of course the Indo-Russian pair would be kicking themselves for not finishing off that point earlier on. They had their chances. Another early indication of how tough this fourth-seeded pair is going to be in the semi-final. Good serve. Nielsen electing to receive. And KHACHANOV finishing it off with a fine serve well wide of the leaping Nielsen. So we're on serve early in this opening set, semi-final of the doubles contest. KHACHANOV, MYNENI.
Time.
2-1 over BRUNSTROM and Nielsen, the fourth seeds. Just a scratch pair, KHACHANOV and
Frederik
MYNENI.
Nielsen to serve.
And in case you've just joined us, a reminder that KHACHANOV in frame here, only 17. Playing some pretty good
15
tennis,
all.
all things considered. Here's our first look at the Nielsen serve. Not quite as potent as BRUNSTROM. But he does place the ball cleverly.
30 love.
Bye-bye.
40 love.
Also an early indication that the Danish-Swedish pair very comfortable at the net. Hit the line again. Wow.
Yeah,
So they're only around the 180 mark,
Nielsen.
180 kilometers an hour, but four
games all.
very good first serves. On serve, 2 games all. Going to be MYNENI once again. This is turning out to be quite a contest. It was always going to be a big test for KHACHANOV MYNENI to play this experienced duo.
Love 15.
Well, it's quite clear, I'm sure, to MYNENI and KHACHANOV that there are going to be no free points given away by Nielsen and BRUNSTROM. They'll have to work hard.
$15 all.
Oh, yes. You take a look at that speed on our Rico.
30-15.
Speed gun 219 down the middle. It's a wonder. And Nielsen got a racket to it.
Net first service.
Oh, a rare error
40-15.
by the Danish-Swedish combination. I don't think he expected Saketh to pick up that volley. I was a little surprised when it came back and was a little lazy with that backhand volley.
Net for service.
Oh, I think just wide. Saketh challenging again. Really should have been KHACHANOV with the call. He didn't seem too keen on challenging it. But Saketh says, well, what the hell, let's go with it. Yeah. Oh, it caught a bit of the line. What do you know? Good challenge. And that also gives him the game. 210, that one down the middle. And KHACHANOV didn't seem too keen. But we are still on serve. 3-2 to the Indo-Russian pair.
Time.
Well, it's not going to be easy for the fourth seeds if Saketh and KHACHANOV continue to serve that well. Here's BRUNSTROM. It could turn out to be a really close, exciting match from what we've seen so far. Stick around, you guys. Well, just when I said that.
15 love.
Poor return on the kicker by MYNENI. No really rousing points so far for the crowd to get into. No extended exchange. Points tend to finish very quickly in doubles these days.
15 all.
And a double.
$30-15.
As he did in the opening service game, BRUNSTROM very accurate. Not thumping it down, but finding the corners all the time.
$40-15.
Such a lot of spin and kick to that lefty serve. Both MYNENI and KHACHANOV finding it difficult to return. Oh, unbelievable. He thought he had it. Saketh MYNENI leapt up quite athletically, but just mistimed it completely.
3 games all.
And BRUNSTROM allowed to hold easily once again. I say allowed, although he'd served pretty well the earlier points. We're still on serve. And it'll be time for KHACHANOV to once again show his biggest weapon, the serve. It's been pretty absorbing so far. No huge points. Yeah, big return by Nielsen.
15 love.
But just slapped it too far wide. In the commentary box, I'm Charu Sharma, and thank you again for joining me. Enrico Peperno, who'd gone out for a short dinner break. Hope you enjoyed it. Welcome back.
Yeah, the pasta is good in the hospitality tent.
Just when I said that there was no rousing point so far, we have our
15
first.
all.
And it is the more experienced combination of Nielsen and Brunstrom who come out on top.
Wonderful doubles point.
Oh! 30-15.
Yeah, well done, KHACHANOV. Nice and deep.
40-15.
Brunstrom unable to deal with the pace of that shot and the depth. It's been relatively easy Rico on serve so far, just indicating how important a weapon it is in doubles, particularly well, in all of tennis. Certainly doubles.
Yeah, and I think that was the difference between Yuki Bamri today and Vacek Pospisil. The serve.
Okay.
Very heavy second serve.
KHACHANOV MYNENI.
Straight at Nielsen.
KHACHANOV MYNENI.
So it stays on serve.
4 games to 3. New balls, please.
MYNENI and KHACHANOV lead 4 games to 3 per set. Live doubles action from the Aircel Chennai Open 2014. Semi-finals, KHACHANOV and MYNENI. Scratch combination, Russian-Indian,
Time.
playing on an experienced combination of Brunstrom and Nielsen. So far it's been on serve, 7 games of big serving. Nielsen opening up with a double fault.
Well, he took his opening service game quite easily, Nielsen. Some very well placed serves. But if there's an opening possible for the Indo-Russian pair, it's Nielsen serving. Doesn't really have a bite, has plenty of placement. But if he misses that by just a couple of inches here than the other, they're challenging it. Did look wide to me.
Call stands.
Good defensive volleys by Nielsen, his partner, Bergstrom.
15 all. Brunstrom, Nielsen have 2 challenges remaining.
Brunstrom. Tell you, Scandinavian tongue-twisting names. I would rather be with Valluvar Kottam. So much easier.
Well done.
30-15.
Saketh going for the big off backhand. Would have looked quite spectacular had he pulled it off. Brunstrom.
Brunstrom. Brunstrom there, staying
40-15.
really close to the net. Good easy volleys. So 40-15. Nielsen serve.
Game.
Good white serve by Nielsen.
Brunstrom Nielsen. 4 games over.
Must say the fourth seeds haven't really shown any chink in their armor. They have the experience. And they have the rankings as well. Nielsen was as high as 11 or 12 once in doubles.
15 love.
And of course has done a fair amount of winning. Oh yes, Saketh. Just when I said that volleying is not his strong suit,
30 love.
came up with a wonderful backhand volley. Swerving away.
Wonderful return there by Nielsen. Very legitimate play in doubles. Go straight for the person at the net. Does two things. Keeps you honest. Make sure you don't come across that often. Hit straight in the body is always difficult to control the volley. So, great return there by Nielsen. Straight at the Russian. Again, a wonderful first serve by Saketh MYNENI.
40-15. $40-30.
So 40-30. Ball toss, little got away there a little bit from Saketh, out in front. Good play by
Use. Deciding
Dane
point,
there.
receiver's choice.
Well, the first time we've got to a decider here. Otherwise, things are going pretty much according to serve. So who's going to take it? Looks like Nielsen will. Deuce court. And Rico, you were dead right. We'll come back to your point after this one. Foot fault. Saketh is aghast, saying, "What? Me? No. No."
and that to a really big point.
Oh, well played. Brunstrom. Clever. Good volleying. Right in the middle of the two.
5 games to 4.
And our first break of the semi-final coming to the fourth seeds. And the Indo-Russian pair in trouble late in the first set.
Time.
Live tennis action. Men's doubles semi-finals at the Aircel Chennai Open 2014. Late Friday night action. The city of Chennai. The Danish-Swedish combination will now serve for the first set. Brunstrom. I'm trying to get it right.
Love 15.
Brunstrom serves a double. Well, from the ad court, KHACHANOV has found it particularly difficult to pick the direction of the BRUNSTROM serve. Still a hint of an opening.
Well, the old adage goes, make them play. Good. Had a look at the second serve there, the young Russian.
I think he's saying that to himself in Russian. Make them play.
Point.
Oh,
30-15.
overhitting that backhand.
Well, the Indo-Russian pair had a wonderful opportunity to put the Danish-Swedish pair under pressure, but that moment seems to have now passed.
2 points away from the opening set. Make that one.
40-15.
40-15, 5-4.
KHACHANOV having serious problems dealing with that BRUNSTROM lefty serve. He made just 1 or 2 returns so far. Not that Saketh MYNENI is having a much better time.
Well, with that backhand going wide,
6 games to 4.
Swedish-Danish combination win the first set in 29 minutes. 6 games to 4.
Score update, center court, first set, BRUNSTROM, NIELSEN 6-4.
Live action from the Aircel Chennai Open 2014 double semi-final. On the outside courts, Marcel Granollers from Spain has just beaten Benoit Paire, the number 4 seed,
Time.
in a thriller 7-6 in the third. So the 4 semi-finalists for the singles are now in order. Dan Wawrinka will play Vacek
Second set.
Pospisil, and Marcel
KHACHANOV
Granollers will play Edouard Roger Vasselin of France.
15 love.
Here on center court, the opening game of the second set. KHACHANOV will be serving.
30 love. (30-15).
Again, an unforced error from the baseline by the young Russian.
(40-15).
Well done, Saketh.
Game, KHACHANOV, MYNENI.
KHACHANOV,
First
MYNENI.
game, second set.
Open proceedings in the second set with a comfortable hold. And they lead by 1 game to love. You see BRUNSTROM and NIELSEN's return strike points. And you can see the ones that are points lost are the ones below the baseline. And a few greens that are inside the baseline are the ones won. Quite an interesting stat there. So Frederik Nielsen opening proceedings here. On the near end, serving Saketh MYNENI.
Well, they haven't learnt. You don't mess around with BRUNSTROM at the
15
net.
love.
He's put away just about everything, nearly 100%.
Stands really close to the net for a start.
Well, not so much on the second serve, but on the first serve, you will see BRUNSTROM virtually hugging the net. Takes a quick hop forward. And being a lefty, I think it's just confusing the opposition. Where should we go? Wow, is that 2 doubles in a row now? Nielsen, I did mention that his serve could be a little chink in the armor. Much as, of course, you mentioned, Rico, quite correctly. He has a Wimbledon title under his belt, along with Jonathan Murray. Yeah, needed to make that return. Make them play, says Rico, the boss.
Charu, we talk about a Wimbledon doubles title, not a singles title.
Yeah, of course, with Jonathan Murray. Yeah, yeah.
(40-30). Game.
Oh, the opportunity passes. Once again, they had the Nielsen serve under a little bit of pressure. They'll have to be patient with the Indo-Russian pair. Perhaps they might get opportunities later in this set. But of course, first to focus on making sure they don't get broken. They were sailing along in their service games till that 9th game in the opening set.
15 love.
And the power of the MYNENI serve doing the damage. Nielsen unable to control the return. A wonderful return there by
15
BRUNSTROM, giving Nielsen a pretty easy put away.
(15-30).
Sort of lazy sort of forehand there by Indian. Can't give any free points at this juncture, especially on your service game.
Exactly, these two, BRUNSTROM and Nielsen, have made these the Indo-Russian pair work really hard. And you make a good point. Can't give free points away.
Foot fault.
Oh, gosh. That's what ruined it in the last game as well, the last set.
Yes, foot fault.
Well, looks like he's not quite used to being foot faulted. Too good. BRUNSTROM's volleying today, Rico. It's been an exhibition.
15-40.
What I like about it is, Charu, that he comes forward into his volleys. While watching Kumar Ramanathan and Sriram Balaji play today, they were very flat-footed. They were not moving to the ball. As they are watching this, they should watch how this man actually closes in at the net. That's the way to do it. Makes your job a lot easier.
30-40.
You're moving forward into your volleys instead of going sideways. So another 2 break points for the Swedish-Danish side. And Saketh MYNENI comes up with a bomb at 2-11.
Deciding point.
So 2 saved, 1 to go.
Game.
What a miss by Saketh. So with that,
2 games to 1.
BRUNSTROM and NIELSEN break serve for the second time in the match. Lead by a set and 2 games to 1 in the second. Late night doubles.
Time.
The Aircel Chennai Open 2014. Couple of footfalls against the Indian have set them back. 8 minutes past 10 o'clock. Eastern seaboard of India. City of Chennai. Beautiful evening here.
Love 15.
Very makeable forehand volley there, being sprayed wide by the Swedish player.
Fifteen all. Thirty 15. Thirty all.
Bit of an opening here for the MYNENI-KHACHANOV pair. A wonderful return by Saketh MYNENI.
30.
Gives them 2 break points. An opportunity to break right back.
The big difference between the two teams, the quality of returns, the Indo-Russian pair.
Deuce.
Again, a very,
Deciding
very
point,
good serve.
receiver's choice.
Good serve. Straight in the body.
Is there a challenge?
KHACHANOV being a very big guy, not being able to get out of the way. No challenge.
Doesn't look like. What was KHACHANOV complaining about?
So Break point, game point.
Game.
And Saketh MYNENI pulling
Brunstrom
the backhand into the net. So with that,
Brunstrom
BRUNSTROM
lead
and
3
NIELSEN
games
hold
to
serve.
1.
They consolidate their break. And they lead 3 games to 1 in the second set.
Well, if you're not going to be able to return the serve and keep the ball in play, then it's just going to be extremely difficult for the Indo-Russian pair to come out of this hole down a break in the second set. Oh, Saketh put the first one across.
Love 15.
Clever volley by BRUNSTROM, which Saketh couldn't lift over the net. Covered it well.
$15. $30-15.
Frederik NIELSEN looking for a forehand down the line there. 30-15. KHACHANOV from Russia. 17-year-old. And good
30.
work at the net by BRUNSTROM. Closed in beautifully. So 30 all. Good volley by Saketh.
40-30. Game, KHACHANOV, MYNENI.
KHACHANOV and MYNENI
BRUNSTROM
hold
lead
serve.
3 games to 2.
NIELSEN and BRUNSTROM up a break. They lead 3 games to 2 in the second set.
Thank you.
Welcome back. You're watching our coverage of the Aircel Chennai Open 2014. Semi-final action.
Time.
Doubles, top half of the draw. You have to be able to return too many 3 points to the NIELSEN-BRUNSTROM combination. And no wonder they lead by a set and a break. 6-4 the first. 3-2 for now in the second set. Oh, BRUNSTROM, too good, too clever.
30 love.
Of course, it was an easy one.
Got his nose over the net. Very, very close. Makes it a lot easier to volley when you're that close.
$30-15.
In the previous game also, NIELSEN guilty of a couple of double faults that the Indo-Russian pair could not capitalize.
Yes.
If I was MYNENI and KHACHANOV,
40-15.
first thing I would be doing, Charu, would be hitting a lot more returns down the line, especially on the NIELSEN serve. BRUNSTROM is right on top of the net. He's going across in every single ball. You got to keep him honest. You got to hit it down the line once in a while. They continue to go cross court and they continue to get burnt.
They go cross court. The one time they do manage to get it across. There, he listened to you. But like I said, you've got to get the ball across the net first, Rico. The returns have been very poor percentages. There was a stat on that. You would see maybe, I don't know, let's say 10-15% returns. Can't win a match with that. And should we give credit only to the NIELSEN and BRUNSTROM serve? BRUNSTROM has been good, NIELSEN average. But they've got to return.
49 minutes, they're up a set and a break. BRUNSTROM and NIELSEN lead 6-4, 4-2. MYNENI to serve.
Net first service. Net first service. Love 15.
Definitely a makeable backhand volley put into the net by Saketh. A service game that he must hold. Already down a break in this set. Wonderful hands by Frederik NIELSEN at the net.
Love 30.
Keeping that wrist nice and firm. Hitting that backhand volley through the middle. See a replay of that. Youngsters at home watching. No backswing. Making sure that racket's kept right out in front. Love 30. Good first serve by Saketh MYNENI. Allowing KHACHANOV to go
15-30.
across.
Ah, 30 all.
Little late there by BRUNSTROM. So 30 all.
Ooh. 40-30.
Frederik NIELSEN there hitting a forehand down the line, not missing by much. Saketh here digging himself out of a bit of a hole from love 30, now 40-30. Good second serve by Saketh MYNENI.
Game. KHACHANOV.
KHACHANOV and Saketh hold serve.
BRUNSTROM NIELSEN lead 4 games to 3.
BRUNSTROM and NIELSEN lead 4 games to 3 in the second set. And they're up a break.
Time.
So live action. Brunstrom now serving 4-3. Not a great backhand volley there by Nielsen. Had it on his string. Hit it long. Love 15. Saketh getting a little lucky there with his return of serve. The miss hit over Nielsen's head.
You make the return and you increase the chances of trying to be in this semi-final. After a long time I've seen KHACHANOV make a return. It was nice. Was caught at the ankles of Brunstrom.
They make the return, good things can happen. Love 30. Here the second serve.
15-30.
Straight at Frederik Nielsen at the net. But a pretty easy forehand put away. (15-30). The Brunstrom serve.
The Indo-Russian pair should be glad that Brunstrom seems to have lost his first serve of late.
Again hugging that net.
30.
Got his nose over the net there, Charu. He gets so close. Made a good reflex volley right there. That backhand volley. It was nice and deep, and then pretty easy overhead, which he put between MYNENI and KHACHANOV.
That was an angrily hit overhead by Brunstrom.
Continuing to live on his second serve here. Saketh, MYNENI not really moving his feet on that return. Lefty serve getting away from him. But Brunstrom here getting himself out of a little bit of a bother. He was down love 30. A game point and an opportunity to be one game away from the final. And second serve. Missed his first serve on every single occasion in this game. And a second serve. KHACHANOV should be stepping in here.
Game.
Good cross by Frederik Nielsen.
Nielsen lead 5 games to 3.
The Brunstrom and Nielsen lead 5 games to 3. And a game away from making the finals of the Aircel Chennai Open 2014.
Can't say that the Indo-Russian pair haven't created opportunities. They have, just unable to press on.
$15.
Clearly the value of experience, Rico. Brunstrom, Nielsen, hugely experienced. Multiple title winners on the ATP Tour. Oh, KHACHANOV.
15-all.
Big double. Not just experience, also, of course, let's quickly mention ability. Nielsen, Wimbledon doubles champion, and many other titles. Brunstrom, 2 titles along with Nielsen and other partners.
30-15.
Had the space. He's missed that forehand up the line quite a few times, Nielsen. Well, that's the quality of return that we needed to see from the Indo-Russian pair. BRUNSTROM slamming it back off his forehand, and KHACHANOV a little underprepared.
Took a swing at that was Frederik Nielsen.
40-30.
I don't really know what the play was there. MYNENI was playing the I formation. No, but none of them moved towards that ball. Got away with it. KHACHANOV here, 40-30. BRUNSTROM doing really well over there. Coming forward, putting the pressure on the young Russian.
Deciding point, receiver's choice.
I'm not sure Nielsen should be taking this return. It's match point. BRUNSTROM has been making some great returns, but seems like Frederik Nielsen has chosen to make this return.
Gone.
And with that,
Set a match.
in 59 minutes, just under an hour, Frederik Nielsen and BRUNSTROM from Sweden close out the Indian-Russian pair of KHACHANOV and MYNENI 6-4, 6-3.
Welcome.
Quite an exhibition of experienced, skillful doubles play. Rado match clock showing 59 minutes. And that was enough for the Danish-Swedish pair to make it through to the final of the Aircel Chennai Open 2014. Thoroughly deserving, considering what we've seen so far, and confirmation of the score that KHACHANOV and Saketh MYNENI, the Indo-Russian combination, is still young, plenty to learn. Went down in straight sets to Johan BRUNSTROM and Frederik Nielsen, 4-6, 3-6. So the spectators here at the SD80 Stadium, Nungambakkam, Chennai, treated to some fine doubles by BRUNSTROM, particularly if we were to choose who played better. But of course, we keep being reminded it's a team game, as doubles is. So Nielsen also contributing heavily. But the spectators, no doubt, a little disappointed that their own Saketh MYNENI, partnering with the young Russian 17-year-old KHACHANOV, could not pull it off for a place in the final. They seem to have a fair amount of ability, certainly good servers, big servers, but the returns just were not coming today, and that reduced the number of opportunities that the Indo-Russian pair had. Also, of course, not in the same league in terms of volleying. A little bit of fun always for the Chennai crowd. Is he going to connect? Well, just about. Oh, drove that pretty well. And not bad. This is good stuff. 6. Frederik Nielsen, the Danish partner, knows a thing or two about cricket. A lot of the Europeans are pretty clueless. They didn't really have to exert themselves. And BRUNSTROM particularly, very, very good at the net. First serve percentage just about the same. So what's the big difference? 17-9, the winners for the Danish-Swedish combination was the big difference. Of course, they had a few more double faults, didn't seem to bother them because the Indo-Russian pair didn't capitalize. But all I can say in defense of the Indo-Russians is that they didn't have too much experience. It's a scratch pair. KHACHANOV still only 17, plenty to learn. And you know, in virtually your first tournament together, you get a place in the semi-final of a tour event, you'll probably take it.
yes, absolutely. Nothing to be disappointed from. A semi-final in the tour event, a great effort for wildcards. And of course, very experienced team, and BRUNSTROM and Nielsen going through. And we have our very own MYNENI with the winners.
Thank you very much. Yes, these gentlemen got big smiles on their faces because they hit some big sixes into the crowd, but most importantly, you're through to the big one.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's going to be a lot of fun to play on Sunday. You know, and we're hoping a big crowd to come out. They're very enthusiastic. the spectators, and it's fun because they seem knowledgeable about the sport. So we're really looking forward to it.
That's right. It's always tough to play a wildcard entry, isn't it? Because you never know, it's a potential banana skin for you.
Well, absolutely, and they came off 2 really good wins. We saw them play yesterday and played fantastic when they beat the top seeds. And they're relaxed, they're the underdogs, but they're at the same time, they're fantastically good players. So even though they hadn't played together before this tournament, I assume they got a good rhythm and they were tough to play, but we stuck together, and maybe the fact that we had played together many times meant that we were able to win.
Sure, that's right. What's the plan for tomorrow? Some relaxing or back on the courts, rehearsing for the finals?
Yeah, we're gonna come back, practice, have our routine, but for sure we're gonna get some relaxing time in.
All right, fair enough. Well, thank you so much, gentlemen. All the best to you.
Those are winners, BRUNSTROM and NIELSEN, through to the finals of the Aircel Chennai Open 2014 men's doubles. And tomorrow's order of play coming up.
I understand that. Getting warmer, then stop burning. Well, stop burning anyway. And if it's a question of getting warmer, then Chennai should be burning every day.
They're talking about those wildfires in Indonesia.
Who Lord knows. Okay, we had a full day. That's the end of the day's play on day 5. But Draganja and Pavic, too good for Balaji and Ramanathan, threw in straight sets. Wawrinka, magnificent today at the top seed against the man who destroyed him in the quarterfinal last year. Through 2-1. And Pospisil again, Rico. He is looking good, a potential star. The Canadian got past Vamri 3-3, and of course we just saw the doubles where BRUNSTROM and NIELSEN are through to the final. Pospisil, the big star?
Absolutely, a very, very talented young Canadian. And tomorrow's action, we start with the first semi-final. Marcel Granollers from Spain taking on Edouard Roger Vasseline from France, an all-European.
Well, that's the first semi-final. We got another one, of course.
Our very own Stan the Man, Stanislav Wawrinka, the number 1 seed. This is the one we're going to really be looking forward to against Vacek Pospisil.
And we'll have a doubles match, of course, as well, the second semi-final, where Draganja and Pavic from Croatia are going to play the winners of Garcia Lopez Ostwald and Begeman and Emmerich, a match that's still going on. We'll see. But today, Draganja and Pavic were very impressive, and they may just move into the final. We'll see. But that's about all we have for you on day 5 of the Aircel Chennai Open 2014. We hope you enjoyed our coverage, and of course we do look forward to your presence on the weekend. Saturday featuring the semi-final, and of course Sunday, the big final here. Wonderful tournament, great setting, good spectator support, and all we need now is your presence. Do please join us tomorrow 5 p.m. for the first semi-final. I'm Charu Sharma on behalf of my very good friend Enrico Piperno, Anand Amritraj and Vijay Amritraj. Thank you for joining us once again, and we do look forward to your company tomorrow at 5 p.m. when we begin our live coverage of the Aircel Chennai Open 2014. For now, good night, goodbye.